Now, here's the part, the work part's really mostly been done for you. Now, here's what you're going to do to put a news post into that app. You have two areas, either hovering over your display name and going over Manage My News. Beside news articles, you can hit Create. That takes a couple of steps. So beside your display name, you can hover over Create and go to News Post. And that takes you right in to create it. That's the easiest way to do it. You have 4 tabs, 3 of which are the only ones you're ever going to use: Summary, Design, and Publishing. Summary is the information that's going to display on the site, getting people to entice them to read the news post. You have your title. You have your excerpt. Some of your display options do not have an excerpt. However, if you're going to be pushing your news post to your social media and messaging, you do need to enter in an excerpt, usually less than a paragraph, just an enticement to get someone to read the story. By default, all news posts are going to come with this newsprint clip art, but you can change that image by clicking on the default image. It will pull up your library and you can find the image that you want to use. Now, if you get to your library and you realize, I forgot to upload whatever it is you're trying to use, you do have an upload option. When you select upload, it pulls up your computer files and allows you to select the one that you need and upload that one single file. It's only a single file. You can't upload multiple files using this way. You have to go to your library to do that. So you select the image that you want to use, go to the upper right-hand side and say OK, and it pulls that image in. Now, between default image and the image itself, there's a row here for your image alt tag. If you do not enter an alt tag, your news story will not be saved and you'll have to start all over again at the beginning. So don't do that. An image, your website is going to keep you within ADA compliance to the best of our ability. And every time you post an image for display, an alt tag is going to be required. An alt tag is what a sightless viewer is going to, that's how he's going to get the information about what the image is. When a sightless viewer visits your website, they're not using a mouse. They're tabbing through. And as they're tabbing, they're going to have one program or another, usually with the word Sight Reader in it, and it's reading everything they come across. When the cursor comes to an image, what the Sight Reader says is, this is an image of, and then it reads the alt tag. Now, it does not require perfect sentence structure, but it does require the information that you enter be descriptive of the image itself. That's all. So think of that in your head when you're putting an alt tag. This is an image of.
Something I'd like to point out here, because a lot of them like to go to like Poster My Wall or something and get different things that have all the information on it as an image, and then they just say poster. Um, on rare occasions that will work, but for the most part, if an image has that information on it, you need to have it posted either in the article, like in the news article, or somewhere on that web page. Because again, if not, people won't be able to
And that
access
is
it.
out of compliance. And I promise you, there are attorneys that make their entire living off of trolling school sites for finding things that are out of compliance and suing. We deal with them all the time. So if you have created this wonderful flyer that has all the information about an upcoming event, my suggestion is feel free to post it. However, create a PDF document and link it to that image, and I'm going to show you how. That is nothing but the text information itself, and that makes you compliant. So keep using them. Just remember, you're going to have to do some extra steps to keep yourself in compliance. Okay? All images, like I said, are going to require it. We're going to keep you within compliance this way. So that's it for the summary. That's just the teaser, get somebody to read it. Then in the next tab, we're going to go to Design. And in Design, you're going to find a text editor app and an image app that are just placeholders. You could use these, take this Latin out, and start typing that wonderful Pulitzer Prize winning news report. Or if you prefer to start from scratch, you can hover over the styling toolbar and delete these and start with just your one click to add bar, and you can make this as robust as you would like. Your news posts can have videos, they can have documents, they can have as many things as you would like in them. Once you've completed your news post, then you're going to go to the last tab at the top, which is Publishing. In publishing, you're going to decide when is this going to be displayed on my website. If you want it published immediately, leave the publish on date empty. The only time you will use this if you want to publish it sometime in the future, such as this is Friday, you're planning on calling into work on Monday, but you need this post to show up on Monday. Then you can put Monday's date in there. All news posts have a shelf life. So the expire on date, when you click on the calendar, you're going to choose when this news will no longer be visible to the public. It could be tomorrow, it could be next month, it could be next year, but all news posts have a shelf life. Then underneath categories, it will tell you this post will not show on the public site until at least one category is selected. So you're going to assign the category to this post. When you click on Browse, if you have made your own categories, you'll have those to select from, but at this time, Chris has already created those for you, so you're going to go into shared categories. And when you go into shared categories, you're going to see all the categories that he has shared with you. If you don't see any, contact Chris and tell him I don't have any categories. So you can either make your own and associate them with the news app, or you can use the ones that he has already created and associated with the news app. So most likely you're going to have a category for your school site, and I don't know if Chris is going to do it this way, but you might have a category so that you can push news to be displayed up to the district site. I don't know if he wants to do it that way or if he wants to just come get some news, that because he can take a news post, he can go to a school site, he can look at one of the news posts and say, oh, that needs to be on the district site too. And all he has to do is go into it and add one of his categories. It doesn't take it away from yours. It just means he's going to show it up there too. So you're going to associate your news post with a category and go up and select. You can push your news post to your social media and messaging by hitting select. Now again, you can push your news post to your Facebook or Twitter. You can send it out to your Notify Me subscribers. You also have an in-application message. With the in-application message, these are just to users. That's that little envelope, and it's only seen when they log in. So it does have, limited use, but you can go by roles, you can go by individuals, or you can go by your connection groups. As you can see, you can also push your news alert to a site alert. So if you've created a news post about the upcoming graduation and information for seniors, and you also want it to appear as an alert, you will be able to select how many days do you want this alert to show on your website. As a community admin, you can have that alert show on all the sites. As a site admin, you will only have the site that you are associated with to be able to select from. Then you hit select. You're going to be able to see the categories and everywhere you've selected for your news category to be posted to. And we're done. We're ready to go up to the top and hover over finish. You can save it as a draft and come back later and finish it. You can cancel without saving, which I don't know why somebody would do after all that work, or you can publish immediately. When you select publish immediately, a pop-up box appears and allows you to enter in changes, because you can always go back and edit your news post. This is optional. You don't have to put anything in there, and hit submit. So anyway, the rest of us little peons, we've created our news story. And so now I'm going to refresh the page. and there's the story. And here's my alert from my news story. So the viewer can go, this is where the excerpt will be. See how important is that excerpt would be if you push it to a news post, a social media, that's all they would see. So you make sure you do that excerpt. But the viewer can select to view as a full page, and they're going to be taken to that news story.